The supermarket giant Coles has fired back in the so-called milk war. Today, a Senate inquiry got underway into the impact of the company's decision to slash the price of milk to $1 a litre. The dairy industry is continuing to attack the controversial move, and Coles' only real rival, Woolworths, has admitted the price war will eventually hurt farmers. But Coles' Managing Director Ian McLeod has come out fighting publicly for the first time today. Here's 7:30's Greg Hoy.
Are you worried about the Senate inquiry?
I'm not worried about it. I'm assuming that the people that are conducting the inquiry will have an open mind in terms of the evidence they're provided with and the conclusions that they draw.
Dairy farmers don't and shouldn't trust Coles, and neither should their customers.
Although Coles has insisted it recently lifted payments to dairy processors and is absorbing the cost of its controversial milk discount. As the federal Senate hearing got off to a fiery start in Victoria's Parliament today, the critics lined up to attack Coles' argument.
What Coles has repeatedly failed to mention is that milk prices to farmers in the key drinking milk production markets of New South Wales and Queensland have dropped more than 15% in Queensland and 10% in New South Wales in the last 12 months.
Number one, get the ACCC off its hands and into action. We are very unhappy that the duopoly, the power it's got, and where that power continues to grow.
Though it has matched the $1 milk price, Coles' major rival Woolworths has agreed Australian dairy farmers will inevitably be hurt.
I think a lot of what Woolworths are saying is actually hypocritical hot air, if I'm honest. Last year they lowered the price of milk with a title that said Happy New Year's Day. The thing is, if customers are asking for it, that's the main thing.
Defiant in the face of criticism, Coles' Managing Director Ian McLeod is one of 3 highly paid British supermarket executives imported by Coles' parent Wesfarmers to improve the supermarket chain's performance against larger rival Woolworths.
Woolworths have had their first profit downgrade for over 20 years. I think they're probably more concerned about enhancing their overall profits by getting the price of milk back up than real genuine concern for the dairy farmers.
Woolworths wouldn't respond, but smaller independents such as operators of 1,300 IGA supermarkets across Australia are fearful they may become the casualties of a sustained price war.
Coles are here, they've brought the people in from the UK to do a turnaround, and for them I guess it's war. They have one aim in life, and that's to maximise the return to the shareholder at all costs. And if a farmer's a casualty, if another retailer's a casualty, so what? Do they care? Of course they don't.
I think that's further emotional rhetoric. I mean, what we've done is we've stimulated high levels of competition in Australia. We're competitive on price, and other retailers are feeling that coming through in terms of their own results.
There was plenty of emotional rhetoric at today's Senate hearing. For starters, that Coles is yet to lodge a submission to the inquiry.
The fact that Coles haven't even made a submission to this inquiry just shows what contempt they have for the Senate on this. And if they have this contempt for the Senate, what contempt do they have for our farmers?
Coles says it will lodge a submission and is targeting not the farmers but what it calls the excessive profit margins of the big 3 foreign-owned milk processors, National Foods, Fonterra and Parmalat.
The processors themselves earn higher profit margins than Coles do. And I don't see that either the dairy farmer should suffer at the bottom end or the consumer should suffer at the retail end to protect their profit margins.
Not surprisingly, the big processors wouldn't respond to what is, after all, one of their biggest customers. Also, in the Coles chief's sights today, a campaign by Australian agricultural scientists led by Sydney University veterinarian Ian Lean that's recently attacked Coles' big promotion of beef that is free of hormone growth promotants. Coles' Ian McLeod says the scientists' campaign has been underwritten by the pharmaceutical industry through the so-called Animal Health Alliance.
Well, the 2 lead spokesmen so far, I think, one of them earns money from the pharmaceutical companies that produce the hormone growth promotants. Another one is a consultant to the cattle industry.
Professor Lean has long been a consultant to the cattle industry.
We approached the Animal Health Alliance to underwrite this advertisement because we were concerned about the amount of money that Coles was putting into the media and that we wouldn't be able to have a clear voice on a relatively complex topic and one with ramifications for food security, food safety, animal well-being and consumers into the future.
The beef aside, there appears no end in sight to the milk price war. Coles is not due to appear at the Senate inquiry until March 22nd, but it can certainly expect a very warm reception when it does appear.
It's interesting that it is, controversial because customers are loving the prices.
It is an aggressive discounting campaign. This is a price war where the collateral damage will be Australian farmers and ultimately consumers because these prices are unsustainable.
And customers haven't been trusting supermarkets for years in Australia. They felt they've been paying more for their groceries than they should. And therefore, genuinely investing in price, means that more customers are going to come to your stores, generate more volume and generate a better return for the company.
Greg Hoy reporting.